Yeah, we generally have a lot of light rain for falling for most of the area. It gets a little bit more moderate as you go down towards Crawford into Richland County. The severe weather risk really is pretty much over with for our area, but really it's this area down towards all the way maybe from La Crosse, Black River Falls, as Vokes Field, and south is what majority of the rainfall is going to fall this evening into about 10-11 p.m. Further north, a little bit of activity just on the outside of this we call it thunderstorm complex. And then the front is still back to Minneapolis, and you got a little bit of line of scattered showers. It's a weakening front, so when that comes through later tonight, we're not expecting a lot of activity with that. In fact, scattered, isolated showers or storms will come through potentially later tonight too. But this is really the bulk of the precipitation for what we're going to see tonight, and generally just light rain. Right now, mounts are fairly good. South of it, you go up to about a quarter to an inch. You get towards Prairie du Chien, then you're pushing 1.5 inches, and then you have some flooding issues as you go further south than that. I don't expect to see we'll have any flooding issues going on as far as Crawford or Richland County, but we'll have to keep an eye and see if things can linger. But for right now, it's really going to taper off as you go further north too. Here's the other story behind it. All this little light gray behind here, that's the smoke. We have smoke northwest North Dakota. All that's beginning to rotate through here. 5 miles in Fargo, that is due to haze and smoke right now. So they are having some reduction of visibility. That's what's coming behind this. As you see, the front here is on my light side right there going through Minneapolis. So unfortunately, we're going to have a nice weekend, but we're going to be dealing with some smoke. Here's all the precipitation as mentioned. It continues to push east. It should be out of the area by the time we get to about 9 to 10, but you see it kind of lifts north. So once again, we'll have to keep an eye on Crawford County and especially the Kickapoo, because if that thing does rotate back up and sit there, we might see more precipitation. Otherwise, everywhere else will just see some scattered activity further on at the night. As that activity pushes to the east, the front will come through. We might see a little bit of development late tonight through early tomorrow morning. You can see just some scattered showers developing along the front. That's what you could expect in the morning time frame. That'll push east, and by the time we get to about 7, 8 a.m., most of the activity's east. We're starting to see a little bit more sunshine. You'll feel the northwest wind pick up and less humid air start to come in. Unfortunately, the smoke will come in with that, but we are looking at generally good dry conditions going in Saturday and Sunday behind this front. Now, the smoke will be filtering in. It probably will be later Saturday morning. You'll start seeing a little bit of it aloft and then through the surface. Then it continues on, and then really a deeper, thicker patch of smoke potentially could be coming in towards Sunday. That's when Sunday morning we might see reductions of visibility going down below 5 miles, something to keep in mind of. So it'll probably be a hazy, smoky start to Sunday. We'll see it lift a little bit, but that should continue probably until Monday. That's why we do have air qualities out for unhealthy for some. It's not entirely the whole population here. The worst conditions will probably be further to the northeast of Wisconsin, but that's what we're going to be dealing with at least through Monday. Now, temperatures tomorrow, much more seasonal, upper 70s, low 80s, less humid. That's the good news. Sunday, plenty of sunshine minus the smoke out there. We'll get back in the low to mid 80s, which is right where we should be. And then Monday, we start flipping the switch up. We're going to go back up. We're going to see temperatures get back up into the mid to upper 80s. And as we go and that is stuck right now. There we go, kind of came up. Finally, you can see the temperatures get close to 90 for a few days before we have showers and thunderstorms come through, along with much cooler air to follow it towards the end of next week. So unfortunately, if you got plans tonight, it's going to be wet for some areas. Other areas won't see too much in the way of precipitation either, so it just depends on where you're at.
All right. Thanks, Greg.